Do you want to know the 5 tips that you need to have to ensure that your book can be sold to the major bookstore chains? This video and my book, The Right Way, will give you the 5 things you need to know before you approach the book buyer of your local chain. Do you want your book in Barnes & Noble, Books A Million? Are you hoping that it might show up at Walmart, Costco, Target? How about the airport stores? These are some of the things that you need to know before you approach the buyers at any of these chains. If you want help with your sales and distribution, this is one of the keys. A knowledge of the buyer's situation, a knowledge of the buyer's goals, and a desire to be helpful will get you so much further than your belief that your book is going to be a big seller. No matter how wonderful your book is, when you approach a book buyer, you should use the attitude that a knowledge of the buyer's goals will get you so much further than the knowledge of your book. The fastest way to success is to know the rules, and here's some of the rules for you. 5 things you need to know when approaching a book buyer at any major chain. What are the buyer's goals and needs? Do you know what a buyer needs in order to be able to be considered in good standing with their boss? What are some of the things that they're trying to achieve? From where does the buyer prefer to purchase their books? What wholesaler? Do they buy them directly from a publisher? Do they prefer to get them from a middleman? Where do the books come from? And how and where do the buyers find the new books that are crossing their shelves? What number of books does a buyer need to sell to consider the book a success? How many copies need to sell each day or each week off of their shelves for them to consider the book worth their time? How can an author create demand for the buyer? If you know their goals, if you know where they need to buy the books from, if you know how many need to sell off their shelves to be considered a success, what can you do to create demand so that those sales off the shelves actually happen? And what elements does a book need in order to be considered successful on the shelves? If your book is going to be sitting on the shelves of a Costco, does it need certain elements on the copyright page? If it's going to be in Barnes & Noble, does it need a price-specific barcode on the back? What are the rules? If you want to know the answer to these rules and all the other tips that are absolutely necessary to get your book into the major chains, please consider purchasing my book, The Right Way. I want to remind you once again that when approaching any buyer, that the proper attitude, a polite tone, and a desire to be helpful will get you so much further than your belief that your book's going to be a big seller. I look forward to speaking with you. I look forward to helping you out in any way I can, and I look forward to hearing that you enjoyed and got a lot out of my book, The Right Way.